What's up? So first I want to apologize for missing a video last week. That was my bad. Um, Suffice to say, that part's over, or at least marginally so. So I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me for quite a while, and I think it kind of bleeds into a lot of how to word this. I hate saying gatekeeping, but that's exactly what I think it is. What I call the one hunters. They're the people that show up and will buy ridiculous amounts of number one issues, thinking that they're going to be the next big thing. And this has been a plague in the comic book community since 1990, whenever X-Men did their reboot and had their 5 covers, which was really cool and amazing Jim Lee art. But that's where it stemmed from, is it came from that. It is still the best-selling comic book of all time. I think it's somewhere around, it sold 8 million. Maybe it's 4 covers. I think it's 4. Because I think there were 8 million copies sold, and it was basically 2 million of each cover. And that's when it all started. Because people were like, oh man, X-Men number 1? This is going to be worth a ton. Quite possibly, but you won't be alive for it. Especially if you were like 10 when that issue came out. Almost like I was. And there's no way you're going to see that comic book. I'm not going to see that comic book be worth more than $50. It's not going to happen. Anyone who is alive right now will not see that comic book reach $50. No one. It's not going to happen. None of us are going to see that book with that kind of an increase. But the point of this entire video is to dispel this entire thing that number ones are the most like expensive books, and they're not. There is one number one that will never be surpassed, and it only keeps climbing as we get to closer and closer to the 100 years that it's been out. And that's Action Comics number 1. Nothing's ever going to get that close ever again. Ever. Not happening. Nope. But if you look at it, Spider-Man didn't show up in a number 1. He showed up in a 15. Batman didn't show up in a number 1. He showed up in a 27. Deadpool didn't show up in a number 1. He showed up in a 98. Cable didn't show up in a number 1. He showed up in an 87. I mean, Poison Ivy showed up in a 181. That's not to say that there aren't some that aren't really insanely popular and really insanely expensive that have come out within the last 20-ish years. The biggest one that I know of is Walking Dead number 1. You're going to be looking at about, on average, $2,000 to $4,000. So it's possible, however, highly unlikely, because you can have like Wildcats number 1. One of the first issues that came out from Image, Spawn number 1. Spawn number 1's like $30. And there's almost 100 issues out of their almost 400 issue run, as it's getting closer to it, that are worth at least triple, if not 5 times or higher. So, no. Number 1 isn't always going to be an expensive copy. It's just not. There are times where it can be more expensive than others. That is true. But I think unless something that really hits, like The Walking Dead, that started off as you got 3-4 issues and after that we're pulling the plug. and it blew up because Robert Kirkman had to even sit there and tell them, no. It's not just another zombie story. It's something that just kind of happened. And then I think he said around issue 4 or 6, he goes, "Nah, it's a zombie story." He goes, "Well, it's doing well, so keep going." And like The Walking Dead got low print runs because Image didn't believe in it, and it is still the top seller, period, in Image. Spawn's the longest one, but as far as we'll say the first 191 issues, nope. It's not Dr. Pepper this time. But the reason why I want to kill off this mentality that number ones are just super important is because it starts to demean the overall point of getting comic books to begin with. And I bring this topic up, and it's, I guess, a little bit interesting that it turned out this way. My latest pulls from the comic shop. There's one specific one I'm looking for. Here we go. We're doing it again. Come on. Just for a hot goddamn second. Well, it's a fuzzy one, but you can still see that it's one. It started over. And this is the third time since 2002? No, it wasn't 2002. Was it 2002? I don't think it was, but I want to be sure. $2011. Way off. But this is the third time since 2011 that Batman's been restarted. It's people are going to go nuts for this book. Oh my God, Batman started over. Well, yeah, for the first time since 2016. So it didn't even run 10 years. And the run before that ran 5 years. And I know because I have all of those 2 runs. I mean, it'll be nice for me to be able to go into my comic book inventory, and after Batman Volume 3, I can put parentheses full run and then start Batman Volume 4. Like there's offshoots like the Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter and Flash and shit like that. And those are just kind of offshoots, but it's like I've been going through with these idiots on TikTok lately and going, here's some facts that DC fans need to accept, and here's some facts that Marvel fans need to accept. And I go, here's what you need to accept. You can have your preferences and push your preferences up. But if you can't push your preferences up without shitting on what you don't like, you probably shouldn't be talking. Sorry, but you shouldn't. Because I'm sick and tired of people sitting there trying to tell me that, well, if you think that Daredevil could take on Batman, then you're just Delulu. No, you are. To understand how a fight's going to work between one person and another, you have to know both aspects. You have to. You can't just go, I know Batman and Batman does this. I've started to say, keep sitting at the kiddie table. Whenever you're ready to grow up and actually analyze and talk like an adult, then you come over to the adult table. Until then, have fun, pumpkin. Because I'm sick and tired of all of this. well, I've got these guys that I like reading about, and I got these guys I don't like reading about. So I'm gonna shit on the ones I don't like reading about, bruh. Like a friend of mine, she's getting into comics, and she's it's like every Friday she's sending me pictures and stories of here's all the latest books we got, and I'm loving it. I'm going, someone else is actually jumping in there, and her boyfriend, my other friend, are sitting there telling me all this stuff and the stories they got for this, and these are the covers, and we'll get on Discord and they live stream it to me, and I absolutely love it. I love it because they know that I'm already into comic books. And so now their excitement is building, and I find it even more endearing, and I love them even more for it. Because I'm going, yes, show me that excitement. Get excited for it. What covers did you get? You got some covers with some damage on it. Oh, that sucks. Let's try and work it out. How can we get through it? Shit like that. It's fucking great. I never once said, oh, you like that story of that Image put out about like cats and the zombie apocalypse? That's just children's stuff. No, that's what you like. That's what you like. I mean, it may not be something that I would be into, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna shit on you for it. That's what you like. Awesome. Show me your covers. Let me see that excitement. And lean into that aspect of it. But no, we're at the age to where, and I mean, not era, I mean age, to where you kind of have all these people that just sit there and love to shit on everything. And I'm going, can you grow up? It's really not that big of a deal that someone else likes something that you don't. Move on. Who cares? Just because I like Spider-Man and I like Batman doesn't mean that I'm anti-Batman. I'm anti-Bat fans. That's 100%. Because 99% of you are delusional as shit. And I want to go, what shape is the planet you live on? Because I'm pretty sure it's a two-dimensional circle, not a three-dimensional circle. Pretty sure. You don't have to make comic books your identity. You can just keep it as a hobby. When the hell did everything that we're into have to turn into a hobby that we make part of our identity? I like sports games, so I'm more of a man gamer than you are, because you play Zelda, and that's not man games. Oh my God, fuck off. Like, that's seriously where we're at now, and I'm sick of it. I can't tell you how bad I am just over this shit. No, like what you like. Move on. And as far as trying to sit there and pretend that you have this superior standing. I saw a TikTok once where this dude goes, you call yourself a Batman fan and you don't know all the Robins? Shut the fuck up. I will bitch slap you until your parents approve. That has no bearing on them liking the character. Because you know what? They can go back and read that shit and find it out too. Instead of sitting there going, well, you can't tell me all the Robins, so you're not a Batman fan. It's, oh, you're a Batman fan? Cool. What do you like so far? What have you read so far? If at some point you can look into reading this, or if you can look into reading this. It's just like people complain and cry about Superman and his depiction of him in Injustice. And I'm going, that's one of the greatest Superman stories of all time. Because we get away from the Boy Scout bullshit. I enjoyed it. Just put your hand right through the Joker's chest. Not a fist, open hand, just like a fucking shark fin coming out of his back. It was great. Because then you saw the two most iconic names in DC Comics. Because let's also be honest, Superman might be more iconic, But the fact that it's called DC for Detective Comics, guess who they favor? It's true. But the fact that you could sit there and actually read it for just being a good story, go, that's not how Superman's really supposed to be. Quit crying. Enjoy the fucking story. Enjoy that someone else enjoys the story. Because if I meet someone and go, I don't really like Superman, I'm going, here's a couple of reads you can do. Red Sun, All-Star Superman, and Injustice. In that order. You're welcome. Or you can do All-Star, then Red Sun, then Injustice. That might actually be the better order. Because then it gives you a really, really good story of all good things got to end. It's just how it goes. So, yeah. Without continuously going on this cyclical tangent, you got something that you enjoy reading, read it. If you know that someone you're going to share that information with might shit on you for it, don't share it with them. Well, what are you reading? Just a bunch of stuff. Well, like what? Nah, just a bunch of stuff. Why don't you tell me? Well, because you're perpetually 10 years old and you like to tell people what they like, they're not supposed to like. Because if you like comic books, then you're supposed to like what you like. No. So I'm not going to tell you what I like. So you can't sit there and be a little brat and throw it in my face. So, I don't know. Short video this time around. But, yeah. If you're a one hunter, because there have been series that I've wanted to pick up and read. And after hearing about it, and I get 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, the ones are gone. What is it? Heroes Arisen, number 3 or 5. Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen, number 3. First full appearance of Punchline, $75. What's another one that was in my head just a moment ago? It wasn't that one. It was this one, I think. I think so. Was it 35? Ooh. So Teen Titans Volume 6, number 12. First full appearance of the Batman Who Laughs. First full appearance of the Robins. Cameo appearance of Robin Who Laughs. From Teen Titans 12. The 6th version of Teen Titans. $75. I think it's the only Teen Titans book I own. Oh my God, go back a fucking page. Jesus Christ. Let's see. 5th run of Teen Titans. Nothing over $20 with some alternate covers. All of New 52 is $3 to $5 with a couple of $15 to $25 covers. Holy fuck, dude, go. How many ads did you just open? Oh my God. Teen Titans Volume 3 from 2003. Couple of $8 issues. $10, $45 alt cover. $10, $200 alt cover. I mean, it's Starfire with a whole lot of cleavage, and it's Adam Hughes, so that's what you're gonna get. And this is why I don't allow ads on your site. Teen Titans Volume 2, $4 to $6 a piece. And then Teen Titans Volume 1. Everything is at least $20, all the way to $875 for the first issue of Teen Titans. And that's still not their first appearance. I think it's in the Brave and the Bold somewhere. I don't know. I don't dig into DC with a lot of those off groups because I'm sorry, but Teen Titans is an off group, and I don't. But yeah, if you have a hard time getting a hold of first issues of things, what I strongly suggest you do is wait. So let's say the first issue comes out January, second one February, third March, fourth April, fifth May. By the time the end of July, early August comes around, they'll usually have the trade paperback for the first issue through the fifth issue in one book for anywhere between $10 and $20. Instead of $5 an issue and you're at $25, instead you are at $20 for 5 issues, and then you can pick up from there and go forward, especially if you're wanting to read them. And then you could do the eBay thing and go try and find them. You get a hold of a couple of comic shops that they'll probably help you find them. That's just kind of that's kind of what they do. So yeah, bottom line, like what you like, read what you like, follow who you like, damn everybody else.